Hello, and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch and then come back here and listen to us discuss. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
As the sound of the playgrounds faded, the despair set in. Very odd what happens in a world without children's voices, because this week we recommend Children of Men.
Bum, bum, bum. How real is this movie right now?
That's all I thought. I was like, one of the things I was going to ask you is like, hey, so, man, this was made during the Bush War era, right? You know, you had all the, the refugees then, and there was a lot of like war that they were having to deal with. And I'm like, wow, so it just continues, huh? It just never ends.
Yeah, you're just like, you're watching it and you're thinking, this movie's so entertaining. We'll never ban immigrants.
Yeah. We'll never just want to like just deport them all and put them in some sort of camp.
Yeah,
that would
we'll
never
have
happen.
camps for stuff like this.
Why would we ever do that? And then like one half of everybody's like, get rid of them all.
Oh, God.
And then there's going to be another half that probably definitely becomes like the other side and they all start fighting. That'll never happen.
No.
Just luckily, instead of in the streets, it's all just over Twitter.
And this whole thing about everyone being infertile, it reminded me of the 4B movement in South Korea.
Oh, I've
heard about
of it.
that? It's where women have the 4Bs stand for the Korean words for like they refuse to marry men, date men,
I
have
have
sex
heard
with
about
men,
this.
and have babies with men.
Wow.
Like,
like, suck it.
yeah, we're gonna remove children from the equation, or like.
Then what are you going to do?
Then what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But that's not really what happened here, I guess.
This is just such a good idea for a movie.
I know.
And
it's
like,
awesome.
It could not have been made better by the directing and acting and everything. It was perfect. Just the idea that like, shit, there's going to be no more humans anymore. What the fuck am I doing working or anything at this point?
Imagine how happy people on planes must be now.
Yeah.
There's no more crying babies ever.
Thank goodness. Just too bad there's nuclear warfare and everything else.
And the whole human race is going to die in a few years.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just whenever because I was thinking about that. I was like, why is everybody just fighting all the time though? It's like, can we just keep living like we are without having to blow each other up just because we can't make kids? But then I was just thinking, no, someone's probably like, well, we're all going to die. There's going to be nobody left.
Yeah,
who cares about the planet? Let's do what we want. I want to attack America. So then you get like a little video on one of the TV screens of like a nuke going off in New York City. And it's like, yeah, that just seems like probably what will happen.
Yeah.
Like Putin's going to just bomb something or any other of the bad guys.
Hell yeah.
Maybe us. I don't know.
I really like what his brother did. He had the statue of David in his house. Like,
yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
And then you had the giant, like, the animal. What's the Pink Floyd album that has like the giant floating pig? It's like obviously a reference to that album, which is great. Yeah,
there's a lot of like music references.
Yeah, and it's just kind of Pink Floyd just talking about how rich people are pigs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
I love it.
You got this guy in this high rise in the middle of no just desolate area. And it's like, hey, here's some rich pig.
I really thought it was I didn't make the musical reference to Pink Floyd, but I was thinking of like Animal Farm, a George Orwell.
Well, that's also where they kind of inspired that album too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
The only reason I remember that because I have a shirt with that album on it. So I was like, as soon as I saw that pig, I was like, fuck yeah. I remembered it when I first saw this and I remember it now. So what is it about Children of Men that makes it so good, Jason?
I like the dystopia police state.
Yeah.
It's so entertaining to watch and not be a part
terrifying.
of. It is terrifying, yes.
It's something that also that I read during the facts is whenever Alfonso Cuarón, the director of this, when he was like, yeah, I want to make it, it's going to be futuristic. And of course, the art director's like, we love futuristic. Yeah. Let's go ham.
It's only 2 years from now.
He was like, wait, not Blade Runner futuristic. We're talking about
near future.
We're talking about like, we just got screens everywhere and everything's about to blow up.
Yeah.
But like the technology's not too far off. They have computers in the cars
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, we have that, but it just attaches to our cell phones instead.
Right.
Instead of needing a keyboard, we just have our phones.
And then like screens are everywhere, just like 1984.
Yeah.
Like, you can't escape the screens.
Yeah, it's wild. I think for me, man, the directing and the filmography in
it's very good. Very good.
Like the one shots. This was something like after this movie, everybody was like, we're doing this all the time. Like, the car scene when they're in the middle of the woods getting attacked, it's all one long shot. It's like,
oh shit,
is
really?
This like the greatest thing I've ever seen? And then like you got the 7-minute shot of when they're fighting. Key gets her baby taken, and there's the whole battle through up inside that building. It's one shot.
Oh shit! Yeah, because it looks like it's just like a home video camera, like some dudes, because it's shaking. Quite a bit.
It's shaking, but it really works so well because
cool.
and usually you're just like somebody next to Clive Owen running behind him a little bit, and it makes you feel, wow, refugees that are stuck in this shitty situations, it really sucks for them. I just kept getting emotional while watching it. I was like, golly, this movie it's 9 a.m. in the morning. What am I doing to myself?
I thought the most powerful scene was whenever they're coming out of that building and everybody stops. Yeah, that was cool.
Where it's just like, just for a minute, everybody's like,
they're like, fuck, it's a baby.
Holy shit. Is there even any reason to fight anymore? Someone shoots.
Oh yeah.
That's right. We're already kind of into this.
We're in the middle of a war.
Yeah.
Let's get back to it.
And just having all the people like touch his foot and stuff.
Oh no, his little baby foots.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
Jesus. This gave me baby fever like crazy.
Yeah.
And I hated it.
Yeah.
I don't want more babies.
When everybody was just like touching the foot and like, just like, oh no. This cute CGI baby that looks pretty darn good for CGI.
Somebody bites it.
Yeah. Give me that toaster. It's like, stop with the jokes. I want to know, what the heck happened to Clive Owen?
After this?
He's like, I saw him in this
now?
and then, no, he's still around. It's just like, bro, you're so good. Like, I've only seen him in like 3 or 4 different movies that I can think of. Have you ever seen Shoot 'Em Up?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Something with carrots in it. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
There's like this part where he just slides for like 5 minutes of the movie, and it's like, it's so funny. It was just like kind of a funny goof, like parody movie almost.
Well, if you think about it, there's really no roles for handsome British guy anymore.
That's true. They all
zero.
Hey, Jason, everybody's British in our movies, by the way. You think you're watching American, you'll watch like an interview and be like, God dang it, he's British as well.
Oh, shit, get him out of here. Ban all immigrants.
It's like, all we got is Jake Gyllenhaal and Leo. Everybody else is British.
Oh, no.
But man, he's really good in this. And he's got one of those faces where you're just like, I trust you.
Yeah. And I feel like
everybody in this movie, apparently.
Yeah. And I really like what they did with the pets, with like with animals,
because they all attached to him.
They all loved him, and so it's kind of like this idea that he doesn't really give a fuck about being a good dude anymore, but he is.
Yeah,
he just is.
And so the fun thing is at the beginning of the movie, like there's animals barking at him and stuff until after Julian's death.
Oh, really?
And then all the animals trust him because he's like
Interesting.
Now he's like, I got something to fight for and stuff like that.
So they knew it before he did.
Yeah, because I was like, because it was just, there was this point at the very beginning where like there was like a dog just barking at him like viciously. And I was like, God dang, dude, he's just walking down the street. And then after that, every single animal loved him. And I was like, oh, cool. But something I also noticed, there's always 2 of every animal. And they all love him. Dude, he's Noah.
Oh, shit.
And then I looked it up and I was
Theo.
like, and then, I kind of started thinking, I was like, wait, hold on. Is this like any other connection? And everybody's like, yeah, dude. I think the whole point of this is he's Noah.
I don't know. I didn't really get a Noah.
Well, there's
vibes.
a lot of there's religious imagery throughout the whole time of the movie.
Stuff.
And, they make she reveals that she's pregnant in a barn.
She's supposed to be like Mary Magdalene, or not Mary Magdalene, but Mary, son of Mother of God.
Which is fun. I don't know.
It was interesting. Yeah, I that was okay. But it was interesting. The religion that they had was like super weird and crazy.
Well, it seemed like I think it was at that point that everybody that was with him was kind of a different type of religious person. Like it seemed like the Miriam, I feel like she was doing Buddhist stuff. 'Cause
She's doing something.
she put the thing on her forehead was like a Buddhist icon.
Oh yeah,
so,
and she's doing like Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Some weird form of Tai Chi.
And I think there's like, because this is an area where all these refugees have come in. So like, everybody's got their different religion and stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a blending of all of them.
Yeah.
And those dudes running through this, they were going through the streets chanting Allah Akbar.
Yeah. But then it's like just a little bit later down the scene, then you have like a group of French refugees in there. And it's just like, shit, everybody's in this camp, like every religion. And it's anybody that's not British or United UK, it was considered a refugee. Even someone like France, right?
Yeah, because I think in this universe, England, or whatever they fucking call it.
Yeah.
Is like the last city on Earth that still has any kind of civilization.
Yeah, because they had like that news thing that says all these fucking people died. British prevailed.
Yeah. Now we're not gonna let anybody in.
Yeah. Oh, also, whenever I saw the pig in whenever they showed the pig in the background, I just immediately thought of what's the Black Mirror, the very first episode. Did you ever watch it?
I think so.
It's where he has to have like the prime minister has to have like sex with a pig or something. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, just kind of laughed a little bit too.
Black Mirror is so cool.
Yeah, it's wild.
So fucked up and weird. I love it.
Yeah. So we'll talk about Alfonso Cuarón a little bit. He's so good, dude. Like every movie that he does, like the cinematography is amazing. He kind of got famous for Tu Mamá También. I knew I was gonna butcher it. I didn't even want to bring it in. I need to watch. I haven't. And then he did.
It's Y is pronounced E.
E2.
E2. Like you. Like E2 means like and you.
Hey guys, I shouldn't have a podcast because I don't know how to pronounce anything, and I'm so sorry. But then that movie got him Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Damn.
That's when those movies started looking different and less childlike.
Yeah,
and then
he did have a couple of teenage deaths in that one.
And then they're like, hey, great job, do Children of Men.
Yeah.
And then he did Gravity. Did you like Gravity?
I don't know if I've
Sandra Bullock in space with George Clooney.
Okay, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, where she like he gets jettisoned out.
Yeah, and he's just like, don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't forget to drink my espresso.
Sucks for you, bitch. Bye.
And then he did Roma, and he hasn't done anything since. Roma is like it's a movie.
All right.
It was up for like Oscars and stuff. It's about like
it's about the Romani people.
I think just Mexican people. Is that Romani?
No.
I don't know.
I mean, Roma is Rome, right?
A
for
year
Italians.
in the life of a middle-class families made in Mexico City in the early 1970s.
Okay.
Oh, dude, just looking at the trailer, it looked beautiful. People thought it was going to win the best picture, and it didn't. And I don't remember what did. I think that was the Green Book year, which everybody was like,
Never saw the Green
this.
Book.
Everybody was mad. It's like, of course, we have the movie about like, this beautiful, great movie about like, these Mexican people in 1970s. Would they give it to the White Savior movie?
Of course.
And Green Book, I believe, was produced or directed by one half of the people that did Dumb and Dumber.
Which half?
I'm looking it up.
The bottom half.
This is really like leading us. Peter Farley.
Well, I feel like
the
the bottom half did Dumb and Dumber, the top half did that one. Because like there are all kinds of fart jokes.
Yeah. So the director of Dumb and Dumber, There's Something About Mary, has won an Oscar for Green Book.
Like I love
Kinda
Something
wild.
About Mary.
I actually haven't seen Green Book. I think it's one of those movies that kind of just got really shit on because it won an Oscar and everybody didn't want it to be the one that won the Oscar, which happens quite often in movies. And we have to stop and just appreciate films in general.
I want to watch it now.
That's my
awesome.
TED Talk. All right. Well, bro, let's get into some facts before we get into this amazing movie.
I love facts. Feed me.
Yeah. So in the movie, the infertility crisis is a result of all women being infertile. In the original novel, which is a book by P.D. James, it's a result of men producing no sperm.
Oh, shit.
Do you think they just changed it because of it more powerful? Kind of visual of just like, trying to get a woman.
You have to blame the women.
Yeah.
That's basically
Well,
the whole thing.
I definitely don't think this movie like had that intention of like, oh, we got to blame the women, because the movie doesn't really blame women. Really,
but everything with religion, especially, everything is the woman's fault all the time. So like, a part
of me just thinks that he just like, oh, I have so much better imagery if it's a woman needing to get pregnant, with the barn stuff. Even just the last shot of like, it's just a woman alone on the ocean with her baby. Like, because I couldn't remember if the boat showed up at the end.
With
I was like,
deadbeat boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who's actually dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
Good job.
And so the writer and director, Alfonso Cuarón, stated that he didn't want to make a film that ends when the credits rolls. He wanted to make a film that when the final credits roll, that's really the beginning of the film. And I want a sequel now.
He's like, yeah, well, a good way to finish this movie off is to add a bunch of creepy child laughter.
Yeah. No, it's emotional. It made me feel things.
Now, if the boat would have showed up with a bunch of kids operating it, that would have been incredible.
Yeah.
It'd be like Lord of the Flies.
It's just like, oh, by the way, you remember the movie Beyond Thunderdome? Mad Max? Whoa, we made it through that. Now we're here to get you guys.
I haven't seen it. I don't know the reference.
Oh.
Is it all children?
Well, like he just like escapes from the Thunderdome area, and then he finds some kids like in the desert, like living like it's fucking Peter Pan.
Hell yeah, dude.
No,
Lost Boys.
It sucked. That part of the movie sucks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this movie never explains the reason for the infertility. This has been attributed to Cuarón's dislike for expository film. Totally agree with him. He says there's a kind of cinema I detest, which is a cinema that is about exposition and explanations. He once said, it's become a medium for lazy readers. Cinema is a hostage of narrative, and I'm very good at narrative as a hostage of cinema.
So what do you think lazy reading is? If you just kind of like read a little bit and you get tired and fall asleep?
The movie just explains the whole theme point and like everything. So, like most of our, like the most popular movies today, I would say like superhero movies, right? Where it's like,
sure,
if there's a mystery into it, it's going to be explained in depth by the end of it. It's like, well, we could have just kind of figured it out.
Oh, so you're saying that they don't give the viewer enough credit to be able to understand what's going on.
It's not like let's say Severance, right? Since we both watched it. So the beginning of season 1, something I noticed because we watched the first 2 episodes last night. The brother and sister, Adam Scott and his sister, right? They don't just come out like, "Hi, sister. Hey, brother." You can just kind of tell by the way they like banter with each other, and it's like it's a very brother and sister thing. But like some movies would be like, "Oh, I gotta go hang out with my sister at this party who she has a husband and does this." It's just like show, don't tell type of thing. And I guess
I like her brother.
Why are they together? It makes no sense. I was asking
he's
Natalie,
a rich author.
I was like, you know what makes me think that I don't like her character anymore? It's because she's with this guy that makes no sense.
Well, he seems very sensitive.
He seems like he's got a lot wrong with him.
Yeah.
Seems like I would not like to hang out with this guy. So
he's like always on his high horse.
Yeah. Oh God. It's like I hate him.
He makes books for corporate shivs.
Yeah.
He's just trying to bring him back to the light. That's all. He's doing his part.
Yeah. Well, why would anybody be that guy? But to be honest, in that show, like outside of the main characters, like everybody's kind of insane. Yeah. Like the way everybody talks and stuff.
Sure.
So, anyways, back to this movie. Sorry. I got Severance on the brain really hard. So, the street battle where Theo.
I'm severed right now.
Oh, wow.
That's my real job.
Good. Which Jason do I know then?
Just as bad as this one as I read the other one.
So, in the street battle where Theo has to take cover in a battered building caused concern for the studio, as it took 14 days to prepare this one shot. With a delay of 5 hours every time it had to be reshot.
What?
It was shot over the course of 2 days, but only one complete take was actually captured on film. In the middle of one take, some blood spattered on the camera lens. This is kind of when he's going through the bus.
Hell yeah.
This worked to the end. Writer and director Alfonso Cuarón nearly ended this take by shouting "cut," but his voice was obliterated by a sound of a tank gunfire.
If he said "cunt" instead,
like, "cut,"
somebody shot him.
Yeah. But the cinematographer persuaded him to leave it. And, that scene fucking rules because of it.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck, man.
Always let blood on your.
This movie's got a lot of like The Last of Us vibes for me.
It really
like
does.
delivering the girl that's immune to the disease or whatever.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And that game fucking rules.
You can definitely see there's so much, I feel like. Well, obviously, The Last of Us, it's a very cinematic game. So
Yeah.
it definitely took from different movies, and Children of Men had to be very
And it had to
inspiring
be
for
a
them.
fungus that stopped the semen
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
producing. It's not
We got
men's
mushroom
fault.
semen in the air. It's like spores mixed with semen. It's like,
Oh, gross. Ew, yucky.
Yucky. I was worried about spores, but now it's got cum in it. Gross. So out of the 3 extended tracking shots, and tracking shots is, like the long takes and stuff where it follows them around. So when Key gives birth, that's 3 minutes and 19 seconds, one shot. There's the ambush on the country road. That's 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Like starts with them driving and them having fun and with a ball game.
Yeah.
And then it ends with the police getting shot.
It's a weird place to have a sexy party game.
Yeah.
But I was there for it.
I know. And then the raging street battle, like the most insane part of the movie, is 7 minutes and 34 seconds. Though not completely one shot, because through careful editing and a little digital help, each of these scenes are not actually all one seamless shot, but very subtly spliced together. We've been lied. But it's great.
I like being lied to.
Something that you might have missed. You know the guy with the crazy dreads?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He looked familiar.
yeah, Charlie Hunnam from
I've seen him before.
he is from what's the fucking motorcycle movie on FX?
Movie?
Pacific Rim. He's the main character of Pacific Rim.
Oh, shit.
That's
Like a big robot kaiju movie.
Indeed, it very much is. He's gonna be Ed Gein in the new, the Ryan Murphy
Ed
thing.
Gein?
Yeah, it's the guy from Sons of Anarchy. That's the show I was trying to talk about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, because that's the first thing I thought of when he said that, but it's not a movie. It's a series.
It's a series. I'm sorry. I'm fucked up.
But like even still, like I still don't remember him.
Yeah.
It's okay though.
We'll
We'll get there.
Yeah.
He's crazy dreads guy.
See, there was one more I wanted to do. There's so many good notes. So this movie and its source novel are full of religious imagery. Befitting a story about a baby with potential to save all humanity, there are several parallels drawn between Key and Mary, the mother of Jesus. When Theo first sees that Key is
our savior Froley.
Yeah. When Theo first
or
sees
Bazooka.
Yeah.
If our savior's named Bazooka, fuck yeah, man.
I just love that part where he's like, all right, I finally got used to Froley. Now you're going to name it after Bazooka?
No, Froley's a boy's name. What?
Are we sure? But when Theo first sees that Key is pregnant, she is in a stable. Oh, like I said earlier. Just like
talking
a
about
major.
udders.
Yeah.
Slicing nipples off.
And then he's like, Jesus Christ. He immediately yells that after. When Theo asks who the father is, Key at first jokes that she's a virgin, another nod to Mary. The rebel group that Julian works with is called the Fishies.
The Fishies.
The fish has been a symbol of Christianity since the 2nd century AD.
I know.
The name,
they just take everything.
The name of the main character, Theo, is derived from the Greek word for God. The title "Children of More Men" is from quotation from Psalms 90.
Psalms?
Psalms 90. I said Psalms.
It's from fists.
It's from fists. I'm getting so fucking pissed
Hell yeah,
off
man.
here. I'm getting fucking
love that chapter.
off.
That'd be badass if it was just like Fight Club in the Bible.
Yeah.
I'd read that shit.
Also, just one last thing. Patrick, the guy with the dreads, because, towards the middle of the movie, they're able to find Jasper. And it's like, how? He's pretty.
Yeah. How the fuck
safe.
did they find him?
Yeah. So whenever he first goes to visit Jasper,
because he buys weed off of him.
I guess Patrick was actually on the bus whenever he's going to go meet Jasper behind him. So that's how he knew where he might be. I just want to add that in as one of the facts, just because
that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all the facts I got for it. I'm gonna have to cut that one out.
Fact it up now. I'm ready to go.
I got so many facts in me. Oh, I'm gonna explode with all these facts.
I'm gonna fact all over this.
I got some facts in my hair.
Oh God. I've got some in my eyeballs. All these facts are making me cry.
Snake's like, just let me out of this room. If this is what you're going to do, just let me out of this room. I don't care how much I love Jason. I don't want to be with him anymore. All right, bro.
Fact me, daddy.
Now that we're having so much fun, should we talk about some of the worst stuff we're gonna like?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Really shitty stuff now.
Shitty stuff.
And how is this gonna remind
us?
What is
shitty about anything?
Anything? That's true.
I'm so curious.
If you just don't look at it or think about it, none of it's shitty.
No. Yeah.
Like the cousin, right? It's like, what's the point of having all this if no one's gonna be here in 100 years? I just don't think about it.
I just don't think about it. Yeah, hell
Bro,
yeah.
That fucking cut me to the core. Because, you know, like, especially now, because, you know, I'm just like, I can't keep hearing everybody complain about politics. So I'm just like, I don't care.
No,
I voted.
You don't watch it constantly and you're constantly mad, sad, and scared.
And then, you know, at work, people like, you just kind of hear people talk about it and just like, I don't care.
I don't, because I avoid everyone.
Yeah, well, I try. People talk loudly in the break room.
I know, you just have to ignore it at all costs.
All right, here we go, baby. Time for Children of Men, 2006. So the year is 2027.
Not too far away.
Getting nervous here. Getting nervous.
I know.
Nearly 2 decades after an infertility crisis struck humanity and more than 18 years since the last child was born. The world is in chaos and the United Kingdom houses the only functioning government remaining. I almost said functioning.
Yeah. Hell yeah. They be functioning.
Fucking and shit up. Am I right, boys?
I mean, if you knew that you could never have a baby again, it's just like all orgies all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I feel like this is how Key got pregnant.
That was something interesting.
It's probably a sex worker.
Because, you know, whenever he's like asking, it's like, do you know who the baby is? And she's like,
the dad.
She's like, I don't know which one. Because, you know, it's like, if you can't have sex, I mean, if you can't have babies, like that pretty much gets rid of all the stress about like, oh, we shouldn't have sex because we don't. I mean, obviously, other than venereal diseases. Do you think she was pissed
when she found out? She's like, she fucking skipped her pill day.
It is one of those things where it's like, out of all the goddamn women here,
I know.
It's got to be me that gives birth.
God damn it!
This is gonna be so stressful on me now.
I had a whole future plan of not having babies.
I was gonna get railed every day this year. So
it's okay to be sex positive.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying, like, she was young. She's probably just like, well, fuck. Like, now my life's gonna be different forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the first one. Like, not only do I just have to
why me
unexpectedly have a kid that I did not plan on having, but
I've also never been taught about anything about having kids because nobody thought anyone would have kids ever again.
Which I feel like is what we're trying to do now.
Yes.
But also, like, oh great. But now it's like, oh great, I'm a fucking celebrity now. Everybody's gonna be wanting to talk to me. I mean, it drove that one baby Diego insane. Speaking of that, we should probably keep going.
Man. Oh, okay.
So we see Theo Farron. He's on his way to work in London, but he stops to get some coffee where he walks into this place and everybody's like crying. It's a great shot immediately.
Baby Diego died.
Yeah. Then we learned that poor, like 18-year-old baby Diego died. And he's the youngest kid.
The youngest
person alive. He's not even a kid anymore at that point.
He's always been a celebrity since he was a little baby.
And apparently he just like is constantly being like pummeled by people wanting his autograph and stuff, which is just so fascinating to me that people are like, yeah, we have no celebrities anymore. It's you, dude. We have to fan out about somebody.
You're going to be the last human.
And then he spit in one of their faces and they kill him.
Yeah.
So he gets his coffee.
He probably
Luckily,
deserved it.
As Jasper will say a little later, he didn't get coffee or sugar or creamer or sugar.
He did, but he put it in later.
Yeah, that's true.
He waited.
Because
the room was crowded.
As he leaves that coffee shop, he walks a little bit down. We see this great futuristic, like apocalyptic, like city that looks real and dirty and
gross.
But also
There's all
sick
these
as
catamarans.
Fuck. Yeah. And then the coffee shop explodes.
Ooh, they hate coffee in the future.
What a great intro, though.
And if you think about it, Colombia hates us now with the tariffs.
Yeah.
Coffee's going to be bad. Like, coffee's going to be hard to come by.
Let's get somewhere else. We'll get Canadian. Oh, wait, no.
Canadian
Shit,
coffee?
we can't.
I'd be down with
We
that.
can get Hawaiian coffee. They make coffee there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I said
I
it
didn't
weird.
know that.
Yeah.
Is it volcanic?
I don't know.
Hope it is.
But anyways, what a great opening, right? Because
Hell yeah.
then like the camera kind of starts running away from Clive Owen, and then like you just see this woman walk out, and she's got no arm, and it's
Yeah,
like,
she's holding it like in
yeah, it's like
Bandit oh, god damn it. What was the movie? The World War II movie where they're on the beach storming Normandy.
Oh.
And with not Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
He comes out holding his arm.
Only like the greatest war movie ever made.
God damn it. I know. It's just like sometimes war movies really mess me up. So like this movie wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
Because there weren't like a lot of alarms.
Yeah. Except for Jasper's, which is wild.
Well, Jasper's alarm is fucking insane and nuts. So it wasn't the same.
My favorite alarm ever. Should make that my ringtone. Natalie would be like, "What the hell?"
I know. I was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it made me feel bad.
Definitely wakes you the fuck up.
Yeah.
Though.
But yeah, what a great intro. It looked beautiful. Everything's great. And then you just immediately you're stuck into this vibes of like, oh shit, they're like young kid, 18-year-old, youngest person on the planet. You immediately walk out, looks terrible, and then there's like bombings inside just random buildings. And it's like, there was points where this was some people's lives, even in today in like 2000. So it's like, it makes you feel great.
It also gives you the idea that there's like factions working against the government and coffee.
And factions working against other factions.
Fucking hate coffee.
Love when that happens.
What the fuck was that, man?
You never felt those before? It's like
no.
Earth rattling?
No, what?
That happens all the time. You never hear it?
Nope.
When it's just like a rumble. It's like that you feel everything shaking around you. I don't know what exactly it is. And if you do know, go to the link in our description to let us know. Jason's freaking the fuck out. His face is immediately terrified.
The world is ending.
Well, back where I used to live, it used to happen often. But now where I live now, it just is. It does it like almost 2 to 3 days.
Maybe
like every
it's
2
like
to 3
a
days.
transformer exploding.
No, I think it's just probably like the earth shifting or whatever. So, did you get your haircut recently?
I got it
random.
cut like 2 months ago.
Oh, well, it looks nice.
Thanks, man.
I just thought you recently got a haircut. I was like, oh, I like your haircut. But anyways, so Theo, right? After the bombing, he just decides, I guess I'll just go to work.
Yeah.
Everybody's
No
crying
big
over
deal.
the fact that baby Diego's dead. Everybody's just looking at their monitors crying.
Every single person is watching this.
Here's what I love. Theo goes to his boss. And instead of saying, hey, I almost blew up in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just really affected by baby Diego's death. And he gets him out of work.
Yeah, because his boss is like, I don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
The world's ending.
Yeah, it's like, for real. Like,
do whatever you want.
it's like, I don't even know what this job is. I'm assuming it works in like newspaper or something.
I guess bombings are like so normal. They're more normal than being
like,
sad about the
boss is
youngest
like,
person.
Great, yeah, I walked by 2 bombings today.
He was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude. Just go.
Yeah. It's pretty wild excuse. It's like, oh, someone died. You don't even know. Oh yeah, you can go home.
Oh yeah,
you
by the way, I was
up.
almost killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, actually now you got to stay. And then we cut to a video while he's on a bus. We see essentially a video of the world burning.
Yeah.
Like how every single country has just fallen apart.
It's never gonna happen, right? Yeah. Never. We said here first, folks.
Yeah. And then we don't worry, you'll always have this podcast unless we lose all Wi-Fi.
Nope. Never gonna happen.
Never.
We're gonna be around forever.
We're gonna be fine. Everybody's too dramatic. We'll be fine. So, and he's like watching this while on a train or a bus or something, and then we see like this great shot of just like all these, I guess, the refugees just like throwing stuff at the train.
Do you like how they call them Fugees?
Yeah, it's great.
Like the band Fugees, remember that?
That's probably they're British.
Killing me softly.
Hey, maybe that's why. So they don't seem to be killing people softly here.
Do you think that's why they call themselves the Fugees? Refugees?
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Tell us.
Isn't it their last name?
I don't know.
I just assumed it was their last name.
Just blew my mind.
So he goes to his dealer, a friend named Jasper, Michael Caine, baby.
I feel like he's they're closer than just dealer. Because like Jasper used to be.
Oh no, they're like best friends.
Yeah, because I'm guessing that Theo is a reporter, right?
That's what it feels like. Yeah,
and he's been a reporter for like 20 years or whatever. And Jasper,
it's a cartoonist.
He is a cartoonist.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Oh.
But like, you see all the newspaper clippings in Jasper's house, and like he's probably like the guy that broke this whole story, and then he had to go into hiding, and like that's probably how they got to know each other. And he reminds me a lot of my mother-in-law's partner.
Yeah,
Kyle,
just like a hilarious pot smoking guy.
Yeah,
it's like it's such a good hang.
Yeah. And he's got all his house is full of books and shit.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, the one, like, peaceful place in this entire movie is Jasper's. Here. And I'm like, I hope nothing bad ever happens to Jasper.
I know. His house is so fucking cool.
I know. It's great. But they're kind of going to the house to discuss, like, the whole situation with the bombing and the baby Diego dying.
He's a wanker.
They also talk about the like thousands of illegal immigrants termed refugees, which we talked about, are streaming into the UK, but the government brutal refugee policies do not allow them to live peacefully. Instead, they are sent to inhumane refugees camp like the one at Bexhill, very near Jasper's home, because we see like the bus going by that has all the refugees.
Oh yeah,
and then we
graded up windows.
Then we also get like the finger scene.
Yeah, pull my finger.
Classic Jasper.
Jasper, I love Jasper so much.
Oh, this was the line I meant to do at the beginning of the podcast.
All right, let's hear it.
Because Jasper says, after escaping the worst atrocities and escaping to England, our government hunts them down like cockroaches.
It's not just beans on toast.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because you know, I was just like, oh,
this actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Sometimes
beans on toast. It's British as hell.
I know. I really want to try it.
It's like, I want to start my day off with flatulence.
Hell yeah, dude.
We kind of learn that Theo's a loner, has no girlfriend. We meet Jasper's wife, who's unrespondent. She's in like a catatonic state.
Yeah, she's...
Jasper and Theo muse over the existence of the Human Project, a fabled organization said to be searching for a cure for humanity's infertility. Theo says, what's the point of solving infertility if the world has already gone to shit? And then we learn Jasper sneaks weed into the camps.
Yeah,
there's somebody who knows named Sid.
You gotta have people like Jasper.
Yeah,
it's the best asshole.
Because he's got the
ever.
Strawberry weed, where it's like you smoke it, it doesn't taste like strawberries, but once you cough, it starts tasting like strawberries. It's called strawberry cough.
This is the best friend you have ever,
dude. Yeah, it's like
especially at the end of the world.
And I love like the beginning of this movie. You have like all this chaos around them, and what is it so far? It's just been a like teen stoner movie. Yeah. Boss, I'm sick. I gotta leave. I don't feel good. And he just leaves and goes and hangs out and smokes pot in some dude's house.
Yeah, no, it's so rad.
Yeah. So it's just like, hey, they have like normal. They're still just being normal, even though there's all this chaos around it. And it's just like, how can you be normal when all this is happening around you?
When you got weed, you can do anything.
Which, by the way, everybody, how can you be normal when so much is happening around us? Looking at
we
you
all
world.
Just smoke weed.
Just kidding.
Yes, that's why it should be legalized everywhere.
Whatever helps you sleep.
Or just be a normal human. And just ignore the atrocities going on. You gotta smoke.
Just smoke and watch Severance.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Or just Severance, whatever. So it's the next day. We see more people in cages, and Theo's kidnapped by an insurgent group called the Fishes. This is where the dog barks when he walks past the cages. The only dog that's ever mean to.
Well, maybe he's just like happy.
Yeah, it's
because they bark all the time.
Yeah, like my dog. When you get here and you're like, "Are you gonna kill me?" and then he starts squealing, and it's like, "Oh, you're just weird."
I've never thought that he was gonna kill me.
Yeah,
he's always so happy.
He is so happy and loud about it.
He loves me. Don't you take that away from me.
I won't. So yeah, the Fishes are who are fighting for
the Fishes. That's so fun.
They're fighting for the government to recognize equal rights for all refugees. So, you know,
at first,
yeah,
until you figure it out.
Well, until someone dies, which we will get to very soon. Leading the Fishes is his ex-wife Julian, played by like one of the best actresses ever, Julianne Moore.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She has the same first name.
Damn.
The two separating following the death of their young son, Dylan, 20 years before he was lost to the flu pandemic.
That hasn't happened either.
Yeah, only twice. Essentially, it's only happened twice since this movie.
But in this movie, it happens in 2008.
Yeah,
which is when the housing crisis happened.
yeah, and then you had the swine flu, like what, 2010, which was the big flu. Yes. The pig said, "Fuck this."
The floating pigs.
Yeah. Julian needs Theo to get the fish's fake transit papers so they can escort a young refugee woman to the coast. She offers him £5,000, knowing he needs money.
Doesn't really seem like a lot,
Yeah.
but I guess in this time, and like it's gotta be.
Yeah. And he refuses, and they take him home. But you have this dope line from Julian, because he kind of brings up that he almost got blown up by that bomb.
Mm-hmm.
She says, that ring in your ears, that
Oh yeah, that's
the sound of the ears cells dying, like their swan song. Once it's gone, you'll never hear that frequency again. Enjoy it while it lasts. It's talking about the human race. I feel like, right?
Damn.
That's essentially just a metaphor for the human race.
I know that I have tinnitus from being in the military.
Yeah.
And so like whenever I hear it, I never thought about it until now, because I saw this movie a long time ago, but like hearing that line made me really worried about every time my ears are ringing and I'm just losing frequencies.
What's like,
constantly.
yeah, like, I mean, I've just been sitting on the couch and all of a sudden,
yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know what I just lost, but I hope I don't need it later.
Probably not going to need that.
And I just thought it was kind of a great, like, I feel like it's a
it's-
metaphor for like the human race in this movie, at least,
Sure.
right?
Like, oh yeah, you hear something crying out. That's just a swan song.
Yeah.
As she says.
I heard this like the last child's voice you heard at that
God.
point. Yeah.
Ugh.
So Luke gives him an address if he changes his mind. This is also where you get the bad breath bit between Clive Owen and Charlie Hunnam.
That was really funny, and I love how they I guess they had to take this from the book, right? How they kind of show humans, even the terrible ones. They show their humanity through comedy, and I really like that about
this. Yeah, there are like just a few really funny bits in this, and I'm like, shit,
like
I was
really good characters.
I was almost like, I was feeling really sad, and the next thing I know, I'm like, ha ha ha. I'm like, oh.
He's like, yeah, because he's like,
Forgot there's hope.
Your breath stinks. He's like,
no, it doesn't.
no, it doesn't.
It's so good.
Yes, it does.
And there's like a perfect amount. There's not like too much.
Right.
And
yeah.
usually whenever most of the comedy happens, it is kind of at points where it's like, it's kind of
It's
like
unexpected.
Or it's just like, oh, it's not like in the middle of like a battle or something, It's like at appropriate times.
Yeah, like when they have a little bit of downtime.
Yeah, it's not like, the like Marvel position of
where they stop in the middle of bullets. And
nothing's
they make
ever
a joke.
serious. Let's all make jokes. Though I do enjoy as well. But I'm just saying, no when it's appropriate.
I just love when Hulk fucks everything up.
Yeah,
that's
love
my
when
favorite.
love when Hulk fucks. Sun's going down real fast, big guy. So we see Theo in a fancy car driving through rundown streets until he goes through a gate, and then we see the nice, rich streets with people.
Yeah,
people
they
just
got horses.
Zebras? There's a fucking
There's
zebras.
zebras.
Just got people just like dressed up all nice, just walking around.
So that is like so.
Yeah, because it's all gated off and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's exactly
This
what
is super
fucking
rich.
happened. Yep.
This is where they were safe.
Hope that never happens. So he then goes to like this big, giant, fancy building. And I'm like, oh, this must be like a government building because it's been a while since I saw it. Then I was like, oh, no, it's just his cousin's house.
Yeah, the giant factory thing.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, he just lives here now, I guess.
This is giant fucking compound. It's amazing.
And it's at his, this is where
Why
we
doesn't
see
he live there?
I don't know. Anybody could live there.
I'd be like, hey, cuz.
What up, cuz? And this is where we see his cousin's like, yeah, I rescued this statue. We didn't get it. It got blown up a little bit, but we got it here, and it's got like a.
We had to save the penis.
Yeah. No, the penis was perfectly fine.
The penis was perfect.
Perfect penis.
Delicious penis.
But he was missing his other leg. No, let's be real. We can't call the Statue of David's third leg a leg.
Oh, love it. I want one.
Yeah.
But like he was saying, he was
third
like, my
leg
mom has a plastic one of these in her bathroom. He's like, no, I got the real deal, bro.
Yeah. Also, the dogs are there. They all like him. Well, no, these dogs like don't really come up to him. That's right. These two dogs,
and they're Afghans.
Yeah, and they're not like
God,
they don't like come up to him and like love on him. That's the dogs later. He asked Nigel, which is his cousin, for transport papers for a lover of his. Because he's like, what do you want? Essentially, he's like, oh yeah, I met this girl. She needs some papers.
Yeah, bro.
Like, he asked him, and then essentially he's just going to agree to do it. And then he asked him, why such a fancy house when in 100 years there will be no one to look at it? He says, I just don't think about it.
What do you think about his son's virtual fucking
Rubik's Cube
game he was playing?
It's like going ham at it too.
Nerd.
I'm like, dude, you ain't got any better games in 2006?
Nope.
They had a Call of Duty out back then, right? 2006, those PS2. There's so many good games.
There's so many games.
Shadow Colossus. Come on, let's go, baby. So he goes to tell Luke that he got the papers. The only catch is these are joint transit papers, so he will need to accompany the refugee woman to the coast, which he will do for a couple more grand.
Yeah, and good on Luke. He bought him like 3 beers.
Yeah, he just kept it. It was kind of a bit because at first he gave him 1, and then like a little bit later in the scene he gave him 2, and then he's still putting more up there. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, Luke, come by anytime.
Obviously, something that Julian probably told Luke to do. It's like, look, he drinks now, so just keep giving him a beer. He'll agree eventually.
But yeah, because I love like when he goes into that government building to see his cousin, and he just puts out he has got like a fifth of liquor. He just he's just like, this is my carry around.
Yeah. And just like carries it with him throughout the whole movie. Man.
That's just a life hack.
Yeah. Becomes important later though. And I love that whenever like Luke shows that it's him, he like shows him a picture of like a lost dog and it's like a border collie.
Yeah.
And then
a teeny one.
It's like their calling card, the fishies.
Yeah. Because that's how he tells them how to get in contact with him.
Yeah.
To post that
because,
on the board.
The immediate next scene, we see him, he's at like a dog racing track, right? Theo is.
Can they still be doing dog races?
Yeah.
Like, we know how bad they are to those dogs.
People still have to gamble.
I guess.
Hey, they're killing each other in the streets. They don't care about these dogs in this movie.
Yeah, those dogs probably have
even
a better
though
life
I
than they do.
did find it fun that like everybody really loved the animals. They're animals in this movie, and I was like, oh yeah, they're babies to these people.
Aww.
Like
they are.
Like the lady at the end that's just constantly carrying her dog like
Santo?
a baby. Yeah, they're all.
Oh, man.
This is their replacement for children, essentially. So he's at the dog park. A little old lady comes up. Have you seen this dog? And he's like, I know what this is.
That's the secret.
Yeah. And so he meets Julian on a bus. They talk about the loss of their son. And of course, he immediately is like, you just got over it fast. And he's like, what the fuck? No, I didn't. I just didn't become a bum like you, Theo.
Damn.
Which is just like putting him in his place.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, she's like, no, I became the leader of a global uprising.
Yeah. It's like, hey,
what have you done?
I would at least like to try again. So let's try to figure out if we can get another kid. But it's like
ping pong balls.
it's like classic. It's in a bunch of movies where it's like anytime there's a death of a child, it's always like, oh, you got over it too fast or something like that.
Apparently it's bad.
Yeah, I probably won't ever have to deal with that.
It sucks.
So he asked her why him, and for like the 500th time already at this point in the movie, he's told that she trusts him. That's something that is often said about Theo in this movie. It's almost like they're trying to tell us that
he's kind of like this character that is automatically trusted by every person and animal.
Well, so at this point,
he cannot help but be a good dude.
It's only Julian that keeps it. It's like, you can trust him. I say you can trust him. You can trust him. And then like eventually, like all the people that need to trust him are able to trust him.
Yeah.
Because he's leading them to the ark.
And that's what I thought was like really interesting. Is like, he didn't want any of it, but he's just like, he cannot help but be like this person that people trust and love. And like,
well, also I think he wants to get back with Julian too.
Oh, yeah, he definitely does.
There's this point he asks like, what happens to them after all this? And she's like, she kisses him and says she doesn't know. So it's like, there's obviously, they want to be together. They just, the death of the child.
The death of the child breaks you.
Yeah. So it's like, to him after this, like, oh, if I do this for her, maybe we can figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Spoiler alert.
but I put in my notes, don't worry, Theo. You won't have to worry about that. It's like 5 to 10 minutes. That won't be a problem anymore for you. So then we cut to Theo, Julian, and Luke get in the car with Key, the refugee woman, and Miriam, an older woman accompanying her, and head to the coast. They're having a good time in the car.
Yeah, well, she's the midwife, I assume.
Yeah, and I love that Key gets in there and Theo looks at her, is like, oh, so is that her? And she's like not paying attention. He's like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Yeah, she's listening to her Walkman, I
guess.
love
it. Something I love about Key is that she's just a normal person.
Yeah.
It's like not like this, oh, I have a baby, I'm important. It's just like,
yeah,
hey, bruv, get away.
She's like, I got pregnant.
Yeah.
What up?
It's like, I don't know what
wicked.
I'm doing.
Everything's wicked.
All I know is I trust Julian, which he can trust her for the rest of her life.
Which is
in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's over quick.
And then so they're having a good time in the car. You can start seeing the chemistry between Theo and Julian. Like they really have a good back and forth. They do the little ping pong ball bit.
Definitely some sexual tension.
So I'm assuming that Julian was like, oh, before I go on to this long adventure to the coast, let me make sure I go buy a ping pong ball real quick.
It was really funny. Before she did it, she's like, I've tried this with hundreds of people. Damn, slut.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's like her way of like she dates somebody, and at the end of the day, before we kiss, can we try something?
Yeah. It's just you got to do the ping pong test.
It's like you get you get 3 chances, and if you don't catch it,
no,
we can't.
Fuck yeah, one chance.
We can't continue dating.
Sorry, man.
No, but like it's like even though I knew the scene was coming, I was like, oh, maybe we got like 2-3 more minutes of this. You know, them playing around in the car because I was getting really happy. And I was like, I know something bad's going to happen, but maybe I got like a few more seconds of it. No, because a giant car comes rolling from the forest, blocking their way. And then these groups of people come running down after them.
It was so funny how like she was sitting there. She's like, keep going, just drive faster. You'll make it.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Again, I feel this all the time when I drive with my wife. She's like trying to get me to be more aggressive. And I'm like, no, it's not safe.
Yeah. I'm a very safe driver and I often hit red lights. Natalie has told me multiple times, if you just drove faster, we would have hit the red light.
Yes.
I was like, I don't know. This is how I drive.
It's so real.
I've never been in a car accident.
Everything about this movie is so real.
I'm doing good. But yeah, so then all of a sudden, like as they're trying to back up really fast, there's a motorcycle coming after them, and there's 2 people on it. One guy's got a gun. The whole time I was thinking, I was like, Luke, stop and let them hit you. They're on a motorcycle. It's so easy to take them out. But then one of them shoots Julian right in the neck. It fucking sucks. It looks miserable.
Damn, that sucks.
Everybody's freaking out. Theo like is able to knock like the guy that with the gun off of the motorcycle, which is great.
Which is he does it twice in the movie. It's awesome both times.
Yeah. And while driving, they're continuing to drive away, and they're able to get away. And it's like this really sad moment where you can almost see the light go out in Julianne Moore's face.
She died.
She did a really good death scene in this, and it's really agonizing for the rest of them in the back seat. And it's like, I
thought it was funny though how Miriam's like, put pressure on the wound.
Yeah, like,
and he's like, but it's in her throat. Like he's just choking her.
Yeah, like, there's not a lot of options here. Either kill her with my hands or the bullet does it for me.
Yeah.
And while escaping, a few cop cars pass by. Then one of them stops, draws their gun on them, and they're going to question them. But Luke shoots them both and drives off.
Damn, that escalated quickly.
So this is probably like considered like one of the best like scenes in film history.
Really?
Yeah, like this
when he shoots the cops?
Just this whole one shot.
Oh yeah.
Them driving.
It is really
happy,
good.
And then the chaos, and then the officer shot, and then it just drives away. So many times on like all my social media is like the scene pops up all the time, and people like, here's how they did it, blah 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 blah, and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And it's just essentially like a stunt driver, like and like mechanical cameras and stuff, just kind of following. And I think like the driver has to kind of control it most of the time, actually, too. And there's like a rig on top of the car, I believe, that can kind of spin around. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's like cars, obviously, that they CGI'd out and around them.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's amazing. And everybody should watch how they made if you're interested in just filmmaking at all, you should watch it.
That is really cool.
Honestly, any Alfonso Cuarón movies, watch how he makes the movies. They're amazing. Gravity, it's like the whole movie is just like, man, it's great. So back to it. Luke subsequently takes charge and they leave Julian's body to rest in the woods. Then you have Theo. He brings out his bottle of look like Jim Beam. Is it Jim Beam or Jameson? Something like that.
I don't know. Some kind of whiskey.
Kind of breaks down next to a tree. Then Luke's like, everybody get in the goddamn car. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, it was a cool scene. He's just like crouched down, trying to smoke. Can't, like, his motor functions aren't working.
He finishes 0 cigarettes through the entire movie.
No, he doesn't. Yeah,
one thing I noticed
the guy relax.
in films and TV is how much of the plate of food people eat, how much they drink in their coffee or alcohol when they go to random bars to meet people. And like they come in, I'll have a coffee, walk out for the coffee gets to the table. I'm like, what the hell, guy? Or how much like when they smoke.
Well, you don't have to pay for it if you don't drink
That's
it.
Sure. But cigarettes is like another thing I've noticed in movies where I'm like, people will light up, they take these puffs and then they throw it on the ground and walk off. I'm like, why'd you light it?
Well, I think it kind of shows that like the interruption of a cigarette or something like that is very, I don't know, it's good at showing how what they see is important.
Yeah. Which he had to put out a cigarette because he can't be in a car with a pregnant woman.
Lady.
Yeah.
The first
Which
one
is why he's
20
never finishing any cigarettes.
Good on him, man.
Yeah. So they then drive to a Fitch's safe house to discuss their next move. Theo wanted to leave, but Luke says that it's too dangerous and says that Leo will be taken care of the next day. It's also where we get the line that the dogs like Theo.
Yeah, they don't like anybody.
Classic hero shit here.
You must be the hero.
Yeah. Key reveals to Theo that she is pregnant because he goes to the barn to meet her.
So she reveals it in a fun way.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, you think maybe she just lift up the bottom part?
Yeah.
No, she's like full topless. Yeah. Let's go. After she's just talking about cows getting their nipples sliced off to fit in the machines.
Yeah. Yep. So other than just the obvious like Jesus reference, do you think there's anything else that it meant by having like, because they're like attached to like milking machines, it looked like almost.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, it's a dairy farm.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
It's like, what do you think the metaphor is for that? Or is it just the whole religious metaphor? Because before I really started thinking about the religious stuff, I was like, this seems like an important scene. So we're talking about like cutting off the nipples of cows and stuff.
Yeah.
But then they're attached to milking machines. So it's like.
Because like throughout history, people have sliced off, like whenever there's a genocide, they slice off women's nipples so they can't breastfeed babies.
Ah.
So it's kind of like a hindrance thing for reproduction.
Cool. I'm glad I asked you that question. Because I almost was like, oh, yeah, this is just like a religious symbolism. But I was like, I feel like there's more to it. Let me ask Jason.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did it in the Bible.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah. Yeah, people kind of been shitty for a long time.
Yeah, man.
So Theo realizes that Key could unlock the future of mankind by providing a cure for infertility. Julian had intended to hand Key to the Human Project, supposed scientific group in the Azores, dedicated to curing infertility. However, Luke persuades Key to stay. Oh, yeah. And also, like, the reason that she told Theo about the baby is because Julian trusted him. We hear that a lot in this movie, that Theo is very trustworthy.
Just because of Julian.
And everybody, like, comes in whenever she reveals that she's pregnant and it's like, what's going on in here?
Why'd you do that?
It's like, why are you taking her clothes off? It's like, no, I promise it's not what it looks like.
All the cows are naked?
Yeah.
Jeez.
We learn that Luke has become the new leader of the fishes and says that it's too dangerous to make it to the coast. Theo thinks she needs proper care and that she should be like, go to the government or something. Be like, hey, let's get this figured out.
Yeah, because I'm on his side. Because like, if there's a pandemic that makes people infertile, you would want them to, like, if they know that there's a baby they would protect the shit. But they're
Maybe.
also right when they say that they would probably like take the baby
Mhm.
and give it to someone who is not an immigrant.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That hit hard.
There's too much risk involved of like,
Yeah.
let's take it to someone that we know will try to actually find a cure and not probably just kill her and put her in a camp or something and take the baby and hope that baby gets fertile.
Yeah, and just use it for political gains.
Or just like science experiments. I don't know. Like, I mean, Key could end up.
But
Key
the
could end
she
up
should
being
be the one being experimented on.
Yeah, so you probably still shouldn't go there either. It's not good either way.
Nothing is good.
It's like, if we know anything, government probably doesn't have, the person's
No, never.
health in mind,
No, they don't give a fuck.
Key decides to stay safe at the house. After she has the baby, she will decide to go to the human project. But first she looks at, so there's kittens, right? There's 2 kittens.
I know.
There's
One
always
of
2.
them's grabbing him.
Well, yeah.
It's
And
like, why didn't you pet that kitty?
something that maybe this is dumb, and it's just because I think how my cat does it. It's like, it's the kind of the time when you realize like, oh, this cat really loves you when it starts trying to climb up your pants and stuff. And then I was like, because right before the cat starts clawing up his pants, Key asks, it's like, what do you think I should do, Theo? And I was like, she's attached himself to him, just like this little cat did. It's fucking metaphor.
He doesn't pet the cat one time, and I was pissed.
Pet the cat. I like to think that the scene cut, and he's like, okay, come here, little guy.
Get over here.
Is that really?
He's like Scorpion. Get over here. ASMR.
So that night, Theo eavesdrops on a meeting of Luke and Patrick, because Patrick was on the motorcycle. And he's pissed off because his brother, I guess, or cousin or whatever, was the one that got knocked off.
Yeah, he got hit by a car door.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
So pretty much that guy dies because like a little later in the movie, they're talking about, it's like, oh, yeah, well, you need to get him help. It's like, he's not going to make it.
I know, but like, yeah, but right before this, he was like, Theo was like, she needs a doctor. And then they're like, oh, she'll be fine. And then this guy comes in and is like, this dude needs a doctor.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, we'll do that later. Don't worry. He'll be fine.
Don't worry about
It's
it.
like, so you got a doctor somewhere? But so Theo eavesdrops on the meeting, Luke and other members, and discovers that Julian's death was orchestrated.
Damn, Luke.
So the group could use the baby as political tool to support the coming revolution.
Those motherfuckers.
Damn it. Like, that's not going to solve anything.
No.
It's not. We need kids.
Yeah, but that's like the bargaining chip, right? If they've got a baby,
it's
I
like,
can't
hey,
touch them.
We have a baby. Everybody
got
should
a
be on our
baby.
side. This baby's going to be dressed up in a lot of cute revolution gear.
I should have dropped it.
It's like you get to see, like, if it went their way, the fishies just like have all their pamphlets are just like a baby holding like an AK-47, like a flag.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Be like, damn, that baby's cool.
It's a badass baby.
Got
right
sunglasses
there.
on.
Your fucking orange skin.
Damn, what's that baby's name? Bazooka Froley.
Hell yeah, man. What a badass name. It's a leader of the free world right there.
Yeah, that baby's going to grow up and slay a bunch
President
of people.
Bazooka.
And slay a bunch of pussy. Ends up being a girl.
But it's a girl.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
they didn't know that.
Still can slay.
Yeah.
So Theo goes and wakes Key and Miriam up, and they steal a car, and he sabotaged the rest of them. And it ends up that he's having to push their car that they pick so they can start. This scene is stressful.
That was
as
fun.
hell.
That was fun.
Dude, just him like trying to like just, take the keys and then rip the other ones off. I'm like, I'm panicking. He's also in no shoes at this point.
I know.
That's going to be important
moment
later.
he stepped out into the puddle with socks, I was like, ooh, this makes me really uncomfortable.
I know something important's happening, but I'm going to go get some shoes first.
I know. I felt this is the worst I felt through the entire movie.
Yeah.
When I knew they had wet socks. That is the fucking worst.
Hey, but get ready. We're about to learn the reason why they took his shoes off. And
so you couldn't run away.
And the metaphor for it.
Or they're like child kidnappers.
No. He was just like woke up from sleeping or whatever, right? And then got out.
God damn. Shoes are important as hell.
Yeah. But I do love this whole scene because then you have like Patrick just fucking booking it after that car down the road.
He's so fast.
He's like, I'm not going to lose him.
I don't need a motorcycle.
Because he's pissed off at him. He's like, he killed my brother. So now I got to kill him.
Like, can I shoot? Can I shoot?
Yeah. And I love it. Just like the stress of like, damn it. we got to get this car started. It's like, of course you picked the wrong car.
The one car that,
The one you probably ripped the cords out of probably is a perfectly working car.
But it didn't have keys in it.
Yeah. So they escape to a secluded hideaway of Theo's aging hippie friend Jasper.
It was funny as hell though when he was trying to get away, and he's like, Miriam's crank the car. She's like, push.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I fucking am.
He pushed it for like just a little bit, and she tries to start. He's like, wait till we get some momentum. It's just like a bickering couple in like a stressful moment of their lives.
Have you ever had to do this with a vehicle?
No. Well,
it's kind of fun.
Not with one of my vehicles, but like was a kid in like one of my dad's trucks. And
I used to have an old Nissan truck. I love that thing.
I just always did that, you know? It's so weird. All old trucks eventually got to the point where it's like, we only start going downhill. But I love whenever he like walks into Jasper's house, he thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of like bottles, and it turns out he's just putting rat poison inside of bread.
Well, it's the quietest. And I love the quietest. It's like the suicide pills that they give out in an apocalypse or whatever. But I love the packaging was so nice.
Yeah. It's like, ooh. Looked like a box of hymns or something.
Yeah. Ooh, suicide. It's so fun.
Very smart that he had it, though. Very smart.
Yeah, I feel like everybody probably got one, right?
Yeah, maybe they're just like, hey, guys, everybody that's a citizen of the UK, we're sending you a box. If you're done, you're done. We get it.
If you hate immigrants enough, you'll take these pills.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, look, we get it. Things are about to get real hard here. Everybody's got a free out right here.
Hell yeah, man. And it came with both suicide pills and like SSRIs, you know, like antidepressant medication. So like, if you're not feeling quite like doing it yet, you can wait.
Yeah. Ooh, also, I don't remember if we learned it in the movie because I don't remember hearing it, but I did look up some like extra facts from the books. So Jasper's wife is named Janice, was tortured into catatonia.
Oh yeah, she was tortured by the British government. Because it shows the clips.
Yeah,
or the newspaper clippings.
Yeah, I think I missed a little bit of it because I'm like doing my notes too. But I was like, what happened to her? So I looked it up and it's like, oh.
yeah, she was tortured by like the MI6.
Yeah,
or like, you know.
Yeah,
for.
It's like essentially the CIA.
Because they were probably both activists.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Poor girl. But hey, at least she had a nice husband.
Like Jane Goodall with the apes.
Yeah.
She got tortured like hell.
She's probably like, Jasper's is probably like, I don't know if you can feel the effects of weed, but I'm just going to keep blowing it.
He's just like blowing it in her face.
Well, she can chew though. So I mean, he probably lets her smoke. I can only assume.
Yeah. I mean, if my wife went catatonic, like, I know she loves smoking weed.
Man, you know how many bad jokes she's probably just heard hanging out with this guy? He seems like a bad joke type guy.
I know.
But so Jasper, he meets all of them. Miriam,
he's
Key.
Like, pull my finger. Yeah. She's like, God, I can't anymore. And she just goes catatonic.
But Jasper's like super excited that Key's pregnant. He's like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
You can obviously see them. They're trying to formulate a plan because you're like, well, we can't get to the coast now because we're being like tracked by the fishes and stuff. And he's like, ooh, I have an idea. And I just love how excited Jasper is. Yeah. And Michael Caine's so good in this movie.
I love Michael Caine. So good.
Because like the plan is they're going to board the human project ship, the Tomorrow, which will arrive offshore from the Bexhill refuge camp. And Jasper proposes getting camp guard Sid, played by Peter Mullen. You may know him from either the movie Session 9 or Trainspotting.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's where you got to start, really. And Sid's going to smuggle them in as he's had dealings with him in the past, as in gave him some of that dank ass weed.
That strawberry cough.
From there, they can take a rowboat and rendezvous with the Tomorrow. So we also get a little bit, something that in this movie, he's trying on all his shoes.
Yeah.
What does he get? Sandals.
Flip-flops. Yeah.
Flip-flops. Wonder, like,
sucks having big
feet,
wonder
when what era in American and world history people wore flip-flops a lot. I bet Noah would have.
Oh man, are you saying
this is just religious allegories or
whatever? Religious thing? Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I just like, it's got to be.
He doesn't really have them for that long.
Well, he has them all the way up
And it
until
sucks
after the birth.
Like you pick the worst shoe to fit in.
Yeah, it's the worst. Because then he's like, he goes out and then after they got their plan.
But I feel like I'm gonna die the same way Jasper does.
Yeah.
Just telling a bad dad joke.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so bad that someone's just gonna say, "Fuck it, you're dead now."
Yeah. And then you got Key and Theo. They're starting to kind of get along. And this is kind of where I was like, oh, Key's just like a regular girl. She's just like living in this life, and all of a sudden it's like, fuck, I have so much responsibility now.
Yeah, because she's got to only be like 18, 19 years old.
And this is where we learn that she's going to name her kid Froley.
Froley.
And Theo's like, what?
All right.
Like, first kid ever, and its name's going to be
At least it's
Froley.
not like Bladen or some bullshit.
Blue Ivory.
Fucking Nevea. Some terrible.
All right, so what's like a name you've always wanted to name a kid?
Well, Madeline, my first. It's like growing up, I always loved the name Madeline.
Is there like a name that you wanted to do, but your wife was like, no, Jason?
Not really. I mean,
Optimus Prime.
Yeah. When you're going through names, it's really tough because you go through those names like off the bat. And and both of you are like, no.
Yeah.
That sucks ass.
I've always wanted to name a kid Arizona.
That's a cool name.
And we call him Ari for short.
Yeah.
ARI.
That's a cool
It's because name. I love the song. I love the movie, Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
And the song from Kings of Leon, Arizona.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, even when I was like in college, I was like, yeah, that's what I'd name a kid.
Yeah, like my son, we named him Sawyer because I always loved the name Sawyer.
Yeah.
Like growing up.
It's great.
Like Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, one of the best characters in Lost.
And then Lost. Yeah, the Lost guy.
Just hope he doesn't turn out to be like him from Lost. That'd be the worst possible outcome. So Jasper and Miriam, they get high. Hell yeah. They're talking about UFOs at some point gets brought up.
Really
do you really see UFOs? See, that's like another like pretty funny part. But it's like happened they're safe and they're not. So it's like, they can kind of let off some steam. They're eating and stuff. They kind of high talk about faith and chance. Jasper talks about Theo, Julian, and Dylan. Julian and Theo met among a million protesters in a rally by chance, but they were there because of what they believed in the first place, their faith. They wanted to change the world, and their faith kept them together. But by chance, Dylan was born.
And died.
Yeah.
From faith.
Yeah. It's
no
like,
chance killed him.
This kind of whole thing. I put down the quote, even though I pretty much said much. Let's see, what is it?
Well, yeah, he was killed by chance because of the flu.
Yeah.
Because COVID-19 fucking took him out.
His line is like, chance. He was their sweet little dream. He had little hands, little legs, little feet, little lungs. And in 2008, along came the flu pandemic. And then by chance, he was gone. See, Theo's faith lost out to chance. So why bother if life is going to make its own choices? Baby's got Theo's eyes. Damn. That's what, whenever he said baby's got Theo's eyes, and you just see Clive Owen, he's just like, you can just see the pain on his face. It's like, oh no, I'm going to cry.
Yeah, like when Key said that, I was like, oh, she's just trying to be nice. But
yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah, really sad.
Why even bring that up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess if you know you're about to die.
And then like Miriam says, oh boy, that's terrible. But everything happens for a reason, Jasper, that I don't know. Or he says, that I don't know. But Theo and Julian would always bring Dylan. He loved it here. I was just like,
yeah, their house is great. I would go there all the time, Jasper.
Made me sad.
I bet he's got Mario Kart.
Oh, he fucking bet his ass. He had a Nintendo 64 in there. Playing like the James GoldenEye game.
Yeah.
It's like, Jasper's like, you wouldn't believe this, but the actor that's playing your father would be almost cast as James Bond at one point. But anyways, Theo wakes up.
Michael Caine was almost cast.
No. People. Before Daniel Craig got cast, like Clive Owen was in the running.
Oh, gotcha.
And it was kind of like between him and
he's pretty handsome.
Those two actors and like one other person. He'd have been a great James Bond, I think.
Sure.
I was actually kind of rooting for him. I didn't know who Daniel Craig was at that point because I was young. So Theo wakes up to the insane alarms that Jasper is reduced.
Yeah. But yeah, I love whenever he's like, he was there before and they were smoking weed, and he's like, "Oh, your head's hurting.
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind a little light Zen music?" And it's
Yeah.
like that fucking crazy shit.
It's like some wild, just like something that what's it, Yoko Ono would have
Yes.
made.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Awful.
Which hey, you never guess who Michael Caine based his character off of? John Lennon.
Oh yeah, I could get that makes sense.
So the fishes trail the group, and Jasper stays behind to stall them, giving the government-issued suicide drug Quietus to his catatonic wife. It's fucking sad. The song Ruby Tuesday's playing.
Yeah,
It makes it even
it's a
sadder.
good song
Yeah.
too.
I was like, damn. I immediately went and like liked the song on Spotify to make sure it pops up at some point in my life. A horrified Theo witnesses the fishes kill him before escaping with Miriam and Key.
They didn't like his pull my finger joke. Yeah.
Oh, but they didn't. Of course,
If
they're
they
trying
just-
to.
If they just would have pulled his finger
Yeah, he might have told
and
him.
then shot him, like make the man happy.
It really sucked. Like, so originally he's supposed to die. I think in the book he dies by like being attacked by their dogs.
Oh,
Yeah, so worse, which is worse
Yeah,
than what
that's
happens
way
in him, which is also really sucked. Because when they shot his hand, I was like, no, and they shot him again. I was like, just kill him.
I know, because they shot him in the leg and the
Yeah.
hand, and like
And then they're finally like, oh, this guy just wants to split his fingers.
they're just
get him out of
bad
here.
at aiming, or
Yeah.
like trying to get him to say where they went.
They're just torturing him.
But then they just kill him without getting any answers. Like, what was
Yep.
the point?
I don't know.
They're inexperienced at torture.
Jason, all of what's happening is pointless. People are being dumb.
Yes.
So we cut to them stopped out of school where Miriam tells her story. She was a midwife who slowly noticed how everyone was losing their babies. She says she was there at the end. Theo tells her now she
Now
can be
you're
there
here
at the beginning. Sadly, she won't.
Yeah, she doesn't make it.
But yeah, I just loved when she said, it's like, because they had like a book of like, you know, how long the pregnancies went and stuff. And he said, once we got to like month 7, there was never any names. And I was like, gave me chills.
Damn.
I was like, man, I don't know. This movie just, it fucking got me into it.
Yeah,
dude.
it's really good at that.
It's got every aspect of what makes a movie good. It's insane.
The existential dread.
Yeah. So later they meet Sid, who seems scary and talks in third person.
Yeah, I like Sid a lot.
Because it's like, you're a fascist. Like they're, before Jasper dies, he's like, make sure you tell him he's a fascist pig. And then he pretends.
Say it again.
Yeah, and he
Say
like,
it again.
Sid pretends that he's pissed off about it and is about to hit him.
Funny joke.
Yeah.
God, I would have been so mad at him.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, Sid.
God damn it, Sid. I hope I get to kill you later. And yeah, so Sid he talks in third person. It's crazy.
I know, it's great.
He transports them to a bus that will transport them to Beck's Hill. It's like, all right, guys, it's time to get out. And at this point, she's having contractions. Key is.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, what's wrong with her? He's like, oh, she's just sick. Sick. Don't vomit. It's bad. Don't
Can't get the smell out.
Yeah.
But I do like what is their plan? Their plan is to break into this refugee camp
Yeah. Because it's
in order to get to a
it's-
place that the Human Project picks people up.
yeah. So the Human Project is picking people up, I guess, out in the water.
Right outside of where Beck's Hill
Yeah.
is.
And it's like, and there's no way to contact them. Something
Yeah.
we learned soon is that, so they can't contact them and they have no idea if they're even going to show up. It's this guy, hope, faith,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Not
Yeah.
chance. It's hope and faith. So yeah, I guess that's the point. And this is where they meet. So I guess it's for if refugees want to try to get out of the place. I don't know. Don't fully 100% know
I don't
that.
understand
Maybe the
it.
book goes a
Well,
little
I
bit more.
do love Marika.
Mm-hmm.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great.
The Romani woman.
She a homie.
He's an old little annoying ass dog.
Yeah. But something funny that Sid does is like, all right, everybody put on your Fuji face. Sad Fuji face.
So- I know Sid's a great character.
Yeah.
Like, sucks at the end.
Yeah, I really was
I was rooting for him.
really wanting to be a good
I
guy.
know.
So as they enter Beck's Hill, Key water breaks and begins having contractions on a bus. Suddenly, a guard enters the bus to select people for execution. When he
Oof.
notices Key hurting, Miriam obstructs the guard and is taken away. Theo fools him into thinking Key just soiled herself, after which the guard leaves her alone. He's like, I was going to kill her, but not if she smells a pee.
Yeah, I do like how Theo pretended to be a refugee.
Yeah.
Like because if they would have noticed that he was speaking British
Yeah.
normally,
Yeah.
they would have thought something was up, I guess.
Yeah. Also, whenever they're coming in, while being on the bus is where you get like the where people are essentially being in cages and tortured, essentially.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
Which was something that was happening like during the Iraq War, and that's where he got the idea.
Ah, damn.
Um,
I would have hated to be one of those dudes.
Yeah.
In charge of the prisoners.
Yeah. Well, they seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's awful.
They seem to be really into it, actually.
They seem to love being horrible.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what war does, right?
Yep, it makes you bad.
Yeah. So then we're along with them. They're being pushed off the bus, and they're being put into the camp like cattle.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Like all through those cages.
Yeah.
Like the maze.
Mm-hmm. And the camps, they seem to have no rules in these camps, and they just kind of roam and do whatever they want. So
yeah, once you go through the little gate,
yeah,
it's you're just on your own.
You're in your own world now.
But it was interesting whenever they first walked in, and everyone's. I mean, I imagine this is what happens when you get to prison as a new prisoner for like your first time, because they're like, hey, you need food, you need a place to stay, and they try to immediately get you in their debt.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
it's like you have no idea where they're going to be taking you.
No.
Yeah.
They're going to do stuff to you.
Yeah. So at the camp, Theo and Key meet Marika. What's her name?
Marika?
Marika? Yeah, Marika. Well, I'm going to call her that. Who provides a room where Key gives birth to a girl with the help of Theo. Yeah, it's kind of like a nice scene. Honestly, it's like, it's really stressful. But he like knew what he was doing, so it's like you felt kind of calm.
You just kind of catch, right?
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I mean, she has to do everything. And then like the little baby pops out. It's a little CGI baby that looks actually pretty decent for a CGI baby, I feel like.
I know, it was so steamy and wet.
Yeah.
I bet it was cold.
Theo, Key, see, it wasn't that bad. She's like, not for you.
Not for you, you bitch.
Yeah, it's great. But it's like a really happy moment. She finally had her kid, and it was uninterrupted. They got there, and it was all fine. Yeah. Just for one night, though.
She had a really easy time giving birth.
Yeah, that thing just popped right on out.
Yep.
She's young, I guess.
And it was kind of funny to me when there were her water breaks on the bus, and then like they're like, "Oh no, the baby's coming," but like, really, what happens? It's like your water breaks, and then you've got like 12 or 14 hours of intense like pain before any kind of baby comes out or anything.
Yay, fun. Sounds.
Birth is not quick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something like from that was definitely a lie in movies growing up.
Yeah.
Because then
because that's the signal for birth, right? Yeah. The water breaking, and then like, oh no, baby's coming out in like 2 seconds.
It's like, nope.
It's a lot of anguish before that.
Yeah. A lot of ice chips. So the next day, Sid comes in. He informs Theo and Key that a war between the army and the refugees, including the fishes, has begun.
And they just slept through it.
Yeah, which is all of it. Well, I mean, they're exhausted. I mean, they haven't. They've kind of been through a lot.
Yeah.
But he then notices the baby.
Sid! I love it when Sid sees the baby.
Yeah,
he's like, oh no, but it was just so funny to see, like, as a man seeing like a baby for the first, like, especially. With me, whenever my babies were born, and the first time they come out, like my first one, they hand it to you, and you're like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
What? Don't give me this.
What do I do with this? What do I do? What do I do?
Take it back.
Yeah. But so Riga is just like, "Hey, don't go with him. Don't go with him. Bad guy. Don't go." He then reveals that Theo and Key have a bounty on their heads and attempts to capture them. Theo subdues Sid with help from
Marika. She beats the fuck out of him with like a table leg.
Yeah, and
I love this lady.
And then like they're kind of running out, and there's a door that's kind of jammed. Like they're slowly all getting out. Key hands the baby to Marika, and it's like, she's taking my baby.
Yeah, you think she's
but
gonna
then
run
she
off
immediately
with
comes
it.
in
Yeah.
because it turns out this lady's a saint.
I love her. I love her.
And then like he's trying to get out, and Sid's got back up, and he's got his gun. It's very stressful.
Yeah.
And then they get out, and then Sid comes through the door, just whacks the shit out of him with like a giant piece of concrete.
Yeah, it's just like a piece of rubble. Just blasts his face, and the blood just splatters all over the place. Oh, I loved it.
Great. And now our hero is shoeless again as well because he stepped on some glass.
That sucks for him.
So they walk through the street where
and immediately like it steps on a Lego.
Yeah, like a yeah. It's like there's no kids. Why do we even have Legos?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. So they walk through the street where a rally is happening. You see that there's multiple countries. It's not just one. It looked like an Islam one.
Yeah, it looked
then
like
we saw some French flags.
Sure.
And then the group briefly takes shelter with Marika's friends. It just seemed like some old guy, an old woman that they knew.
Yeah,
They probably
I
lived
wonder
there
if
their
it was
whole
like
life.
her parents or something.
Ooh, maybe. Could be.
Yeah, maybe because but they're loving this baby.
Yeah, Key's like, they love my baby. It's like, yeah, dude, they haven't seen one in 20 years. Key says she's going to name it her baby Bazooka.
Yeah,
He's like, I just got used to Froley. It's like that's not a girl's name. It's like, I don't know what that
I'm
name
gonna
is.
name him Axe.
That sounds more like a name for a frog, Froley, or like some sort of froyo.
Oh yeah, tasty
flavor.
No.
But then a man comes in and says they have a boat for them, but they'll have to wait an hour. Theo then notices men on the rooftops heading for the rowboat. This is when like the score kicks in and it sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah.
They see the battles in the streets. They are ambushed by the fishies. Sounds ridiculous. Who capture Key and the baby. Luke orders his man, mainly Patrick, because he's ready to kill.
Yeah.
To kill
Loves
Theo. But Patrick really only gets one shot off and kills the guy that comes in.
Fuck Luke,
Yeah.
man. Fuck you, Luke.
Yeah,
I
Luke
thought you
sucks.
were cool.
I know.
And then you were not cool.
Yeah.
And then you're really not cool.
Yeah.
In this moment, we're like, wait till we get around the corner. Don't let the woman see you murder all these people.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, well, because it's like he still needs to trust me a little bit that we didn't just kill him.
Damn, man.
Because he's got to have Key trust her so that they can be a part of the group.
I know, but it's so fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
And it's just, I don't know. That actor, I'm not going to say his name because I'm going to butcher it.
Chiwetel.
He's like such a good actor and he plays this type of character very good. It's almost like he's in a bunch of movies and he plays like almost this very similar
he's
character.
a great villain.
Yeah, because you don't think he's going to be and you feel like you can trust him, but you can't ever.
Yeah.
He's also in Love Actually.
What is he?
He's the the worst part of that movie where you got the guy from Walking Dead and Keira Knightley. It's the whole like hold the sign up, like pretend that there's a choir out here. It's a sign. Hey, I've always loved you, or whatever. Well, he's he's her husband.
Damn. Okay.
And, yeah.
I know, like Serenity. He's this type of character who like you kind of like him, but he's so evil.
Yeah. He's great at playing that. So, Patrick goes to murder Marika and Theo, but he only gets, the British troops attack. Theo tracks the fishes to an apartment. He's essentially just following Patrick to where they're going because there's like tanks everywhere.
Chaos.
It's just absolute chaos. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's a cool ass scene when he's trying to get through the street through all the fire.
I mean, this has got to be like the best scene to depict the terror of what it's like during street level war and being a refugee during wartime, right?
Yeah, because they're just shooting blindly into these buildings full of innocent people.
And people just living, man. You already put them in camps, leave them alone.
But like even the uprising people, they're not great either because they're killing civilians too.
Everybody sucks, and everybody that's in the middle of it is just like, I don't know.
They're just fodder.
Yeah, fodder. It's because we all care so much that we don't care who we kill.
God.
Like, wild. I don't know. It's annoying. World sucks.
Everything's hard and everything sucks.
Yeah. Amen. But yeah, this whole scene's great. They're going through the bus and they're like being shot at, the tanks rolling up, the giant building being shot where Key is, and it's like, oh no, did she die? And it's all from like following. It's like a third person video game from this where you're following right behind Clive Owen.
Fuck yeah, they should make this a game.
If you're just listening to this because you like the movie but you haven't seen it in a while, just rewatch it. Just feel everything. So Theo, he's able to make it all the way up into that building that was getting exploded, and it's just constantly having gunfire shot at it.
Trying to get away from that one guy.
Yeah,
Patrick, the dreadlock guy.
Yeah, guy won't give up. But then he You know, like Theo didn't even get to shoot him. He just dies in the middle of the war.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's what happens.
Hell yeah, dude.
Not everything's like this heroic, big, like battle moment. That's, I think, what I like about how it's like, hey, here's how random this stuff is.
Yeah.
You just die. No one gets to killing each other because some random Joe Blow's just going to kill him.
And I love the scene between Luke and Theo.
Yes,
right here when he rescues Key.
Yeah, Theo confronts Luke, he eventually gets killed in an explosion. But you have like Luke. Julian was wrong. She thought it could be peaceful, but how can it be peaceful when they try to take away your dignity?
Yeah, but he's also taking away her dignity.
Yeah,
and like, and then he's like holding him hostage. Basically, he's like getting shot at, firing back, and then like whenever they try to leave, he's like, "No, we need that baby."
Yeah, we need that baby. No, I mean, I guess he's just like, it couldn't. So from his point of view, like the way that he thought Julian was going to do it, we're going to take him to the human people.
And things are going to change.
Yeah, things are going to change. But from his viewpoint, it's like, that's not how this works.
Right.
That's not.
He said, we need violence.
This isn't going to work that way. We have to start a revolution.
Yeah.
And like from his perspective, they took away our dignity. We can't just let them, like, things can't just go back to normal. We have to overtake them and we have to do it better. I think that's what his perspective is in all this.
Sure. Yeah. He totally just did not think about like Theo's suggestion of just make it public.
Yeah.
Like tell people that we have a baby.
Like give people
everything
hope.
Give people hope. Everything, maybe we'll all just start working together now. Yeah. And he's like, fuck no, we need bullets.
I guess from like Luke's perspective on that, it's like, okay, so we give the baby to the government and then
that's what he's afraid of.
And then only wealthy people are able to make babies.
Oh yeah.
And then all these
it's
refugees.
Just the Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
Ah!
So, but I think Julian's answer was right. Hey, let's find the cure people. And then the government's like, shit, people can have babies again. Well, I guess we got to fall in line and we'll apologize later.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. It's tricky.
That's what makes it such a good story.
Yeah.
And like, it's the same thing with The Last of Us. Like, the uprising was trying to cure everything, but the only way to cure it was to kill the girl that was that was immune.
And then it's like, we don't want her to die.
Yeah, we love her.
Yeah, she's great. Why are we going to do this? But then it's like, but maybe they should.
I know. It's just a hard decision.
Yep. Great show. Great, even better video game. So Theo, he was able to get the key, takes her away. There's like a big explosion. That's how Luke dies. They get up. He asks about the baby. How is she? Key, annoying.
She's annoyed.
Yeah.
At all the gunfire, probably.
Well, I think she was calling the baby annoying because this isn't crying.
No, she just said annoyed.
Oh,
like the baby is annoyed.
I thought she said the baby was annoying. And I was like, welcome to parenthood.
Yeah, she's always crying.
And then Theo escorts Key and the baby out. All the refugees are like,
that was a beautiful scene.
They're hearing the baby crying and everybody's like coming out of nowhere.
Holy
like
shit.
They're all like trying to touch its foot.
Like all the bullets like stop. Like everyone stops fighting.
Yeah.
And
for
a second.
When he goes down, like he's going downstairs and the fishes come up and they draw their weapons on him. He's like, oh. And then they just continue running up.
And then,
he goes,
the army comes up
the British
too.
army. And he's like, they're like, what the?
They're like, holy shit.
Like
let them through.
Awed.
Let them through. Yeah.
And they all stopped fighting and allowed the trio to leave. I was like, when I first watched it, I was like, they gonna grab that baby. But I think,
are you kidding me? No soldier wants to have a baby.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
in their arms. Like,
sure.
No.
Be a hell of a picture though. So then Marika leads them to the boat, but stays behind as they depart. And I love that they're so grateful for her. They're like, come on, get on the boat. I
wish she would have, kind of.
Yeah, because we're about to see what happens.
Yeah.
Because as British fighter jets conduct airstrikes on Beck's Hill, killing pretty much everybody, I can only assume. Theo and Key row to the rendezvous point in heavy fog. I love when they stop. He's like, what a day. Theo reveals that he was shot and wounded by Luke earlier. He teaches Key how to burp her baby.
Oh.
I'm like crying at this point.
But he calls it wind it. He's like, you got to wind it.
Yeah, it's probably some British shit.
Yeah, it's some British nomenclature, I'm sure.
I'm sure that's what they say.
Pat it on the back.
Yeah, it's because they just fed their kid beans and bread. It's a bit windy of a baby, isn't it?
Full of wind.
De-wind it.
Stop feeding it beans.
Yeah.
It's a baby.
And the part where I completely lose my shit, because she tells him she will name the baby girl Dylan
after his son.
And you can see that he's like slowly starting to die. And it's just like,
man.
It's like, oh. And then Theo smiles, then loses consciousness as the tomorrow approaches, as the screen cuts to black with children's laughter being heard, saying that it all worked out.
Yay.
Yay.
Children live.
And then I'm just like trying to finish my notes. I'm like really sad. Because I'm just like, I don't remember this movie being so beautiful and affecting to me when I was little.
Yeah. And she's the whole time she's dressed like Mary, right?
Yeah.
Like the Jesus Mary.
Is she?
Because she's just in the like
almost look like a
blanket
big robe type thing. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like it's a robe type thing, and she's kind of like, and then people are like looking at her and like dropping to their knees and doing the whole like cross in their chest and stuff.
Yeah,
like a super religious moment.
Yeah,
which is weird, but like,
well, I love when they put they do the stuff with that in the movies. I know it's like, I don't know, because whether you don't believe in it or not, I mean the stories were kind of rad.
Yeah, it still represents like the hope of humanity.
Yeah,
which was cool.
Yeah, and it's great. I just love, it's like a movie about chaos in the streets, end of the world, but it's essentially like, it's all about these few people that came together, and with the help and kindness of some other people, they're able to save the world. We should just do that. Every leader should just be like nice and stuff and good people.
No,
right? Like, if everybody was nice to each other, I think this is all worked out and wouldn't have been nearly as stressful.
But how do you get all the money then? If you help people, you can have all the money.
That's true.
That's the only thing.
I need to be a shitty person. I need to exploit somebody at some point.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it.
But that's children up, man. So we're going to dive into one of our categories, the good, the bad, the ugly, the fine. It's where we discuss the good of the film, something we liked, the bad, something we didn't. The ugly, something didn't age well, and the fine, something that did age well. I feel like when it comes to these categories in this movie, it's going to be pretty easy. The good, everything. The bad, nothing really. I feel like the fun part's actually just going to be kind of the ugly.
Yeah, but like, so for my good, I loved they had a lot of unique characters. Like Jasper and Sid.
Miriam.
She's Miriam.
Weird. Even the bad guy Patrick is weird.
Yeah, Patrick. Luke, right? Or you're talking about the Dreddy.
Yeah, the Dread guy.
Dreddy.
Yeah, and Luke's a great character.
And Luke's great too, because what I like about Luke is that he's kind of like righteous.
Yeah.
And he really believes, but he's wrong.
Yeah.
Which is awful.
Well, it's kind of the classics. It's like, oh no, like, you're wanting to start a revolution, but you're not doing it the right way. But really, has the government given you any other way to do it other than this? And Julian, which is probably like the nicest and best person in the movie, is like, we can do it my way. And I'm going to be right because I'm Julian Moore. Because even though she's barely in the movie, I mean, like, her death sucked.
Her death did suck.
Yeah.
But like, when you see like leaders of uprisings in movies like this, there's always something really fucked up about them. And I believe, but Julianne, there was a little bit of that at first. You kind of have the fear that she's going to be really corrupt.
Yeah, because how we met her.
Yeah, exactly. But then like she turns out to be kind of awesome. And that's why she has to die.
Yeah.
So Luke could take over and be the asshole.
Because whenever they capture Luke to like bring him to the fishes, like, I think just as much as putting blindfolding them is not just like so they don't see them. So the government didn't see who they took.
Yeah.
Because then it'd be like, well, shit, now you're going to be a target from them. So it's like, hey, it's not a bad thing that you're blindfolded, even though it came off as like a terrible thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're trying to scare him. They're trying to intimidate him.
Yeah. My good, other than just everything, I'm going to just like the cinematography in this movie and how it's shot is maybe like one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, there were some really incredible shots.
It's like everything was amazing looking.
Yeah. I really liked like all the dystopian stuff and even like the fog at the end when they're in the boat. and the jets are coming
Dude.
in. You just see the bombs exploding
And
just
this-
in the fog.
The skyscraper,
Yeah.
or the skyline of the area that got hit, and it's just like flashing, and it's like
Yeah, dude.
scary.
It is scary as hell, but it was such a cool
But
ass scene.
in like with that being very scary, like a minute or two later, the same area is beautiful. Just for like if you have the city in the back, the camera not facing the city but facing forward to where the ship comes out,
oh yeah,
and then you got like just kind of a great shot of one guy dead on the boat, the girl and her baby, the buoy, and then the
Yeah.
ship slowly
Oh,
coming into it, and
yes.
it's like,
of course.
this looks amazing.
It was fantastic.
It's just weird how much horror was in like one shot, and them in the same exact place. There's like hope.
oh yeah,
right?
It's beautiful. You know, the buoy, you get the light
Mhm.
blinking.
Ah,
That was cool.
and it didn't look like shit. Remember when movies didn't look like shit all the time? Isn't that crazy? Oh,
That's wild.
what did we do? The bad for me, nothing.
Bad.
I mean,
No.
like in terms of like, hey, they shouldn't have done this in this movie. I don't really see
the
anything.
bad is like that this is all happening kind of
That's the ugly for
in
me.
another way.
That was the ugly for me. I was like, well, this is an easy ugly.
This is not aging well because it's happening.
Yeah, it's like a lot of things have happened. We've had multiple big flus, and it seems like everybody's kind of torn in.
Are we going to a
torn in
police
twain.
state? Like, oh man, it's so scary.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay home and just watch TV during it.
Yeah, just don't think about it like his brother.
And eventually- Yeah, it'd be a lot easier not to think about it if I was rich.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. I feel like money makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so that's definitely my ugly. How scary this movie is.
Yes.
How possible it
So
might be.
Fucking scary.
got-
My wife couldn't watch it all the way through. She's like, "This is getting too real."
Yeah. Yeah. Has she never seen it?
No, she had.
Okay, good.
But like, it was a long time ago.
I was just like, force her to watch the second half. Then she needs to see how good this is.
So, well, we all see the writing on the wall.
Yeah. So, do you got anything else for your ugly?
No, not really. Mainly the crisis we feel every day.
Yeah, just living. LIVIN. That's how Matthew McConaughey said.
A lot cooler if you did.
So, what aged well for you?
Dystopia.
Yeah,
You know,
movies,
seeing
dystopian movies,
like
yeah.
the whole like police state, like martial law kind of stuff. It's so fucked up and crazy.
Yeah,
It just really makes you think.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see.
It's something we should learn from.
Yeah.
We have so much art about this stuff, but yet, like, we just don't listen to it. You know?
Because you never think it's gonna happen, like the frog in the boiling water.
Yeah. Don't talk about frogs. That didn't age
Okay,
well
the
for us.
crab in the
Yeah.
boiling water. You're just eating
Yeah.
while the water's getting hot. And
Yeah.
You don't even know you're getting boiled alive.
Ugh. Well, my find was, you know what? Never give up hope, guys.
That's true.
That's what I took from this movie. And that's what aged well. You can never give up.
Or just don't pay attention.
Never surrender.
Do not go quietly into the night.
Yes. All right, we're going to hit our next category, which is double feature. This is where we pick a movie that goes alongside this movie and would make a hell of a double feature. What do you got?
Well, it's not a movie, but it's a series. The Last of Us from
Yes.
the video game.
You've brought it up multiple times.
Yes,
Bet you
of
didn't see
course.
that one coming.
If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's
Or
so fun.
If you haven't played it,
Yeah, the game is even better.
Play it.
The game's much better than the
it's
show.
even more fun.
It is really.
Because if you're when you watch the beginning of season 1
Oh,
of The Last of
God.
Us, and you're like, oh, I love all the mushroom-headed zombies. And then in the second half of this season, you're like, where'd they go? Well, that was because they cared more about the characters. But if you want to see more of them, play the video game.
But like, yeah, I think the opening of the video game is one of the most traumatic, interesting things ever. Like, it's
Hey,
just-
bro, get ready for season fucking 2. I guarantee you that first episode will have you crying. And for people online who did not like the second game, well, I don't know what to tell you guys. I have a heart.
Have a heart.
Do you even know what happens in the second season? Don't say it out loud. Or don't say if
Season
you do.
or the
or
game?
the game.
I mean, I've played part of it. I haven't.
Oh,
finished
so then
it.
you probably got to the point where everybody kind of freaked out. Just don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. I decided to pick the movie Snowpiercer.
Ooh, yeah. Hell yeah.
It's
Fucking love that movie.
In a future where a
the
failed
show
climate...
is good too.
Oh, I haven't seen the show. I do love the movie. It's Bong Joon-ho, who did Parasite.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But this was before Parasite.
Yeah, like 10 years almost.
It's a bad. No,
not 10 years.
It's really
6.
interesting how they cultivate insects for food.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting there.
Yeah, and it's essentially in a future where a failed climate change experiment has killed all life except for the survivors who boarded the Snowpiercer, a train that travels around the globe.
The people who took Marjorie Taylor Greene's advice and just seeded all the clouds.
Yeah. But essentially, they're on a train, and it's like a class system. Like the poor people are at the back, and the further you go up, the wealthier you get. You can kind of see how it reflects.
That's fucking cool.
It's more of a...
Child sacrifices.
It's also more... It's not as heart-wrenching as Children of Men is.
It is a fun-ass movie, though.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's got great action. So, and it's just by another one of our great directors. So, yeah, check those out. It's got Chris Evans in it. If I need to say more. And Tilda Swinton, who, well, I mean, need I say more? Even more. Ed Harris, need I even say even more?
Stop saying things.
John Hurt, should I say? Should I continue?
Quit it.
All right, but that is our episode on Children of Men.
Yay.
We're gonna switch things up because we did No Country for Old Men. Damn bummer. Children of Men, a damn bummer. But 2 maybe of the greatest movies ever made.
So
I don't know.
good.
So we're gonna go completely different area where we're gonna get pumped the fuck up, baby, because we're doing Rocky 2, and nothing gets me more pumped up than watching a Rocky movie. If you haven't seen it, you're a crazy person. Jason, you haven't seen it, have you? He's a crazy person, but not much longer. Yeah, watch Rocky 2. It rules. It rips. It dips. It pips.
Dips, duck, dodge, and dodge.
So make sure to join us for that. Also, leave us some reviews, y'all. We're getting more followers.
Yay.
It's so much fun. Every week, it's almost like we're starting to get like 1 follower. And then the next week, we might get another follower. Tell your friends, right? Because who knows? Maybe the apocalypse is coming. So at least make us feel good for it, right? But say nice things about us, please. And if you don't have anything nice to say, still just give us 5 stars.
Yay.
Yeah.
Because you're not monsters.
Though it'd be weird if you listened to this entire episode and was like, I hate this. It's like I figure you might cut it off like halfway through, right? And I could see this episode getting a lot of negative reviews just based on I feel like we spilled a little bit of political beans on our toast. Damn.
Sounds so yummy.
Oh, I feel so good about my beans and toast reference again. Also, if you want to send us some fan mail, if you want to tell us what you think about the movie and I don't know, just your life. I don't know, to say, hey, what up? Yeah, in the description at the top, there's a link. You can just text us from your phone. Or at the bottom, there's our email. We recommend at mailbag@gmail.com. Mess that up. So contact us through there. I'd like to thank Joey Prosser for our intro and outro music. You can follow him on X at Mr. Joey Prosser. And this has been the God Dang We Recommend podcast. I've been Jesse.
I've been Jason.
Hey, dogs don't usually like me. I don't know.
Have some babies.
Bye.